What up, traders? What up, investors? We're doing a update on the individual within the Wall Street Bets who did the amazing, not amazing, mostly crazy, completely, somewhat negligent, again, it's Wall Street Bets, so I don't really have to imply that, I guess. So, NVIDIA going into beast mode. This is the original post. Oh, that's the spreadsheet we're going to be talking about. So this is actually the original post here. This individual did about 3 days ago. This guy, Daniel K, was going to say that he's holding it into earnings, not selling. He's going to hold it, betting the complete $178,000 into earnings. We're going to be looking at the charts. We're going to be doing the spreadsheet, which you kind of saw already, breaking down on how the options moved, what was the price close of today. Again, we don't know exactly what price he got into. We can kind of do the math. He basically got into about $50,000 initially, then made that into clearly a substantial amount, doubling it, tripling it nearly, for a high potential of making a return of nearly 169%. That's substantial. And then he bought different various calls, and we're going to do some of the science behind the math behind why he bought these calls. Again, I haven't talked to the person. I'm just going off what the logic I would kind of add to it. Buying the calls that are closer to expiration, giving me less time, buying not that many of them, but if these move and if these options get anywhere near it, these will move really fast and gain in value quite substantially. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to pop over this, not right quick. Let's go ahead and just look at the charts, and then we can look at what happened. So NVIDIA's had a pretty good quarter, really well. They're growing substantially among so many different sections, fundamentally. So the trader himself, or the Wall Street Bet trader, we'll call him that, basically bet the $174,000 on earnings calls. So that not earnings calls. So he didn't buy the options that were expiring this weekly. He actually bought out options that were like leaps. He bought options in January 21st, the year of 2022, and so he gave himself a lot of time to be right, but we'll see. We'll look at the math here and what happened. So let's actually break this chart down just a little bit more. I'm going to break it down to let me go back here. Sorry. We're going to go here to like a 15-minute chart with extended hours, please. Thank you. All right. So once earnings comes out, which was the close of yesterday or Thursday, it wasn't too shabby, because even that previous day where it made an initial high beginning of the week, around 363, but then it kind of traded sideways like we talked about, for potentially waiting on, and everyone just sitting on their hands waiting for what happens at earnings. That being said, we kind of sold off the day of earnings announcements, basically going from 362 all the way down to 350. Earnings come out, kind of blah. The call comes out, nothing too shabby. But then the pre-market of today, you kind of get these whirlwinds back and forth, and then once the market opens up, it just takes off and does a nice rally. The overall expected move, plus or minus, was like $20. So you can kind of see here, just in the opening move, the first 15 minutes, we literally were anywhere from 360 or down to 348. So a lot of movement here, and especially when it comes to options, you'll be able to see on what prices you can get in and out of. Of course, it would be great for the call options to sell them all at this price, but you just don't know. Again, you don't have a crystal ball. So that being said, let's go ahead and look at the fantastic some spreadsheets here real fast. You can kind of see here, this is right here the options that he currently has. This was the options that he hinted at the original post. This is the option prices of the close. This is the total amount of options. So in total, again, like he said, he had the $178,412. Then after earnings, he gained about $18,000 in value, bringing his total just under $200,000 at $196,910. But then we can kind of look at his wins and losses. As we talked about, the movement on these stocks, because the IV, the implied volatility, was so high in these options and a lot of premium in them. The 455 option on next month's 12th, June 12th, was basically $1.28. Today it closed around 70 cents. That dropped his value of that basically in half. That basically goes in the same with the same options that it was next month as well. On the 19th, he had $13 or $1,300, and now it's worth $775, bringing his total change of about another $500 loss there. But then you can see the substantial moves here in these even the 700 or the 717 calls, because it was substantially closer to the options price. So we can go here, it was the 717, so the monthly of July. So this one is actually exactly in the money. So it's the only option that's actually in the money. All the other options we're talking about were way away from out of the money. They are again, a YOLO Wall Street bet style trade. This one's actually in the money, so it's going to keep some of that premium, because that's where the current stock is around 360. So that's going to be, it's going to hold its value, and potentially if it continues going up, it's going to go further in the money, and you can kind of see some of these prices here on how much value they are. So that being said, let's go ahead and jump all the way out to the 2022, sorry. And he had the, what was it, the 470s? Yeah, 470s. And you see here that, again, they're so far out of the money. By so far, the plus or minus move is $200, okay? But again, we're talking 610 days, 609 days out from now. That is there's a lot of things can happen. Again, no one has a crystal ball. There's a lot of coin flips, aka earnings, from here to now. Basically, this is a long bet in the sense of this is going to just slowly grind up into being in the money. And that's a worthy bet in the sense of he thinks of NVIDIA is going to continue going higher even at these prices. Again, that's what makes a market, right? So that being said, the reason that these options didn't move so drastically, as you can see here via the spreadsheet, he bought from 41 and they're only 46, was because they have so much time on hand. They're 609 days out. And then with these two, the first two basically expiring next month, there isn't another earnings coming out. There's not that much time left. We're talking less than 20, 30 days on these options. And this particular one, $455, is way out of the money. And the likelihood of it hitting this is very, very unlikely. Because we can look at this going back to the original ones. So we're going to the 12th, and it was the 455, right? Am I correct? 455, yes. So 455, looking here, we can change this. Sorry, I'm going to change this to the delta. So this is 455. He has a 4% chance of this option being in the money, or getting into the property, or becoming a profitable, not profitable, but being in the money. The likelihood of it, how much it moves if the stock price moves. So it's a 4% delta. Again, to give you some more information, the closer you are to being in the money, you're like the 50% delta. And of course, the further you're in the money, you're going to have a higher delta, meaning that you're going to move much more in tandem with the overall stock price. So to be very mindful of that. I think this guy had some 2 cents in his brain, because he bought further dated options and put a pretty big emphasis on the longer dated ones, especially paying $41 nearly, or $4,000 per call, betting that things are going to be going substantially higher for NVIDIA. And I can't say I don't agree with him. I love the company, but again, no one has a crystal ball and so forth. So let's do a quick analysis here. We can kind of look here, bringing this up. The initial price target, it's pretty interesting. Again, A lot of people don't believe in the Fibonacci retracements, but I use them quite a lot here. It's holding support here at basically $351, so we're going to put that as the initial potential downward support, and then you're going to see some initial support coming in basically around the 315 to 320 due to the fact of the 21 and the previous high from swing high to swing low there. And then we have that price target at the 1618, which is around $400. I put it a little bit lower to see if it can tap that. So that's basically the bull and bear case here for NVIDIA. I know this market has been substantially crazy, especially this week with a lot of ups and a lot of downs. It's literally been a roller coaster, but just hang in there. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys actually learned something and actually enjoyed this video and got some great content out of it, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. We also have a fantastic live stream coming out this Friday or Sunday at 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. You can go ahead and look at the channel and we can set a reminder for that. Also down below we have a fantastic Discord chat. You can come and join completely free. We got questions. I got to ask some questions here, answer some questions about MasterCard. We got, I don't know, 100 and some odd people in here. Yeah, 130, 140 people in here. A lot of good stuff. Definitely check that out, completely in the description. And then we have a wonderful if you want to go to the next level and try to help the channel, we have a Patreon page here. Basically have a membership for $150 or $5. You get some really cool things. I share some of my watch list. I post once or twice a day depending on what's going on, sharing charts, sharing different ideas, doing some pre-market stuff, basically just to help support the channel and keep the things up and running here. Greatly appreciate that if you check that out. That being said, everyone, don't forget to like and subscribe again. Again, if you have any comments, questions, please leave them down below. If you want to criticize me, you know where to put it. All right, guys. Ken from the Dyslexic Investor. Catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.